Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kids Show, and today we have to talk about Microsoft because apparently earlier this month, secretly, Microsoft made a very big change to how they do business, and to me, this could potentially be a very, very big positive. But to get into the details, guys, let's jump right into it. This is from Business Insider Archived, of course, because who's actually gonna pay to look at a Business Insider article? Let's be real now, but the headline: Microsoft laid off a DEI team, and its lead wrote an internal email blasting how DEI is no longer business critical. Microsoft laid off a diversity, equity, inclusion team, citing changing business needs. The move follows incitement made by Microsoft and other tech firms after the George Floyd protests. Our DEI commitments remain unchanged, a Microsoft spokesperson said in a statement. And it's just funny, man, how really it proves that these companies don't actually give a shit. The only reason why they're even admitting it here, the only reason why they even enacted this kind of stuff is specifically because of this situation. And not to make it overtly political, because, well, at the end of the day, these companies don't give a fuck about us as much as you want to pretend otherwise. But yeah, it's not like they naturally tried to make their teams diverse or whatever. No, George Floyd protests happened and they felt the need, oh, we have to push this now. We have to push this now. It is, I don't know what, but, if you if you have any knowledge of the protests that happened after the George Floyd situation, well, yeah, a lot of these companies felt the need to virtue signal. And once again, Microsoft was one of them. And I guess this virtue signal, sadly for them, did not pay off. And they claim that their diversity and equity commitments remain unchanged. But I mean, look, you did what you did. So apparently, it's not as important as you were pretending for it to be to begin with, right? Is that after Microsoft laid off an internal team focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, a team leader blasted the company for a lack of investment in these efforts. He said true systems change work associated with DEI programs everywhere are no longer business critical or smart. Yeah, no shit. Hiring people that haven't officially earned their jobs but happen to have whatever between their legs, a specific color of skin, or identify as a toaster. Yeah, you would think that, oh man, maybe, hiring on these specifications specifically and not merit are not necessarily a good thing or a smart thing. But hey, common sense is clearly extremely uncommon. And he said, as they were in 2020, uh, it wasn't smart in 2020. I think that all these companies suffering from forcing these, their quote unquote woke agendas after protests specifically, uh, you guys have been losing. You've been losing out. You've been taking L's. Things have looked specifically in the gaming space when it comes to Xbox. A lot of your SBI games, Sweet Baby Inc. specifically games, they look like absolute dog shit. They look like dog shit, or yeah, about that. We could tell. It's fairly easy to tell when not the best people are hired to make games for you. It's been fairly easy. We can point to a time where, hey, exceptionalism was a thing when we went in regards to the art form, where you'd get the best to make the best. And now it's just, yeah, we could tell that that's not necessarily the case. And the art speaks for itself. A lot of people don't want to fucking act like that's the case, but that is truly the case. The art speaks for itself. But they just decided to jump on the whole let's virtue signal together train, and it's been killing companies. It clearly, by the result of this situation, it was never actually smart. Just at the time you went along with the program. Instead, a leader of the team wrote in an email sent to thousands of employees, which was viewed by Business Insider. The email says the team was eliminated because of changing business needs as of July 1st. So this happened, yeah, like 18 days ago. They got yeeted. It's unclear how many employees were affected. It would be interesting to see how many employees were involved in this specific department. They said a team leader uh, who I who identity by has confirmed what? Whose identity by has confirmed what the hell? Oh, Business Insider. I thought they were trying to say that the team leader was bisexual. And I'm like, what? Did not immediately respond to a request for comment. And they said many technology companies, including Microsoft, made commitments to improve diversity efforts after the 2020 murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer and a historic protest that followed. And yeah, I really have no interest in getting into politics, but it clearly shows that this was all to virtue signal. It's sad that is to say, but whatever you believe about the protests and whatever, I really, I just don't care. To be honest with you, I really don't care. But yeah, this is all a big virtue signal that cost them. Then in 2020, Microsoft pledged to double the number of black leaders within the company by 2025. The company's progress on this pledge was also unclear. And it's always like, hey, in order to be diverse, we must concentrate on just black people. They never bring up Hispanics. They never bring up, all these other, individuals, if they be Asian or Indian or Native American. Like none of this stuff matters. It's just the only way to truly be diverse in the eyes of these mega corporations that once again don't give a fuck about you. It is to make sure you hire black people. They don't care about any other group. Hey man, if you're gonna be about that shit, then be about that shit. Don't be like pretending. Don't be faking it out. Go all in on that. And they said, despite those commitments, many tech companies have appeared to retreat somewhat from diversity efforts. Zoom laid off a DEI-focused team earlier this year, Bloomberg reported. Google and Meta also cut DEI programs last year, according to CNBC, because, well, it's sad to say this, but when you actually don't hire people that are in the top in terms of qualifications that are being considered for said job, it tends to go directly against getting the best out of your companies, getting the best results. And that's not to put any particular group of people down. That's just the reality of the situation. To me, when I think of individuals that I have make art for me, I personally don't care what they are. I don't care if they're gay. I don't care if they're straight. I don't care if they're black. I don't care if they're Hispanic. I don't care if they're white. I don't care if they're male. I don't care if they're female. I've just seen their work and I'm like, oh my God, they would like what I have in my head, envisioned in my head. If they could bring that to life with their style, it's like, it is the most amazing thing ever. And that's what's happened. I have great artists that do some amazing work for me. And I'm so happy. I feel proud to display the pieces that I have on my channel. I feel proud to have a shop that has this art. I love how exceptional they are at their work. I love their exceptional styles. It's one of those things where I'm not gonna get someone that happens to be bad at making art, for example. That's just the best example I can come up with. Just because, well, they happen to belong to this group or they happen to be a female. Like, no, I don't care about any of that. What do you do? Let me see your style. Is it dope? Does it fit me? What I'm looking for? Like all of that is what's important to me. But they said our DEI commitments remain unchanged. Yeah, sure. A Microsoft spokesperson, Jeff Jones, said in the statement, our focus on diversity and inclusion is unwavering, and we are holding firm on our expectations, prioritizing accountability, and continue to focus on this work. And you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like you use this whole, you push the whole DEI thing after the protest because it was popular to do so. But then you realize, oh man, this is actually detrimental to our company by not hiring people that actually are good at their job. And now you're just like, well, we're backpedaling, but we're still going to pretend that this is important to us. No, all you give a fuck about is money. It said Microsoft typically takes cuts to its workforce at about this time of year when its fiscal year rolls over. Lately, layoffs at Microsoft and technology companies in general have become more common. The company announced plans last year to cut 10,000 employees within the first few months of 2023, has continued additional rounds of layoffs since then. And yeah, um, Microsoft is becoming notorious for laying off workers, especially in regards to the gaming side of things. And it's sad to say this, but I mean, and this may hurt some feelings. And if so, I mean, it is what it is. Go cry somewhere else. But getting rid of your DEI team, your DEI department, um, is probably going to lead to the least amount of blowback in terms of how it affects the work, how it affects your overall business. These are fake jobs. It's sad to say that. A DEI department, you guys are a bunch of fake jobs. That's what it is. Go get a real job. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but this could potentially lead to exceptional people being brought forward and being you at the end of the day. Now you have to show results. The results, I guess, from Microsoft weren't up to snuff. And this whole, well, we're gonna force particular types of people instead of people that are great at what they do. And I'm sure it's cost them. I'm sure it's cost them quite a bit, and they have not seen any good results from it, I'm guessing. I mean, they don't want to talk about it because, hey, man, they can't have an honest conversation with us, right? They have to sit here and lie to our face. Pretty much the usual nonsense. But guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on Twitter or Twitch if you want to continue the conversation. I started a movie channel, and it has been doing pretty damn good so far. My first video was a banger, and it was a great discussion that inspired me to talk on the movie channel. So that is the movie Cage. You could find it on, you can find a link on this channel in the About Me section, I'm assuming. But I do have it linked there. It's in the description below. If you're into films, check me out over there. It's an awesome discussion I would love to have with you on. With all that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.